I feel like shit. I feel like shit. My mind is full of unpleasant things, but I don't want to talk about them yet. The process isn't finished. They aren't fully cooked. So I have stimming. This one is more or less straightforward. So I guess I will do stimming, even though the cheerfulness of the topic doesn't match my mental state. So by observing these videos that I'm making, I've noticed that I did this and I don't hear it unless I'm watching the video. But yeah, I'm making this sound when I open my mouth, and I don't perceive it. I've just and since I noticed that, I've also seen a few other autistic people speaking on YouTube, like having the same thing with their mouth, so interesting. It is a bit annoying, like, for me to listen to. When I was watching my own videos, I was like, fuck, can you stop? But yeah, it's interesting that I'm doing that, and I don't realize I don't hear it. What I do feel is what I'm doing right now. That was actually also a thing that I noticed fairly recently, about maybe 2-3 years ago, that I'm rocking. I don't know if I did it before that time, or is it something new that I picked up, but since at that time I have been rocking quite consistently. Sometimes I also do like this, because this kind of affects my vestibular system, so sometimes I get like, oh, a bit dizzy and I want to stop, but it's very addictive, so I do this instead, usually when sitting, because like standing this is not very, doesn't really work, but when I'm sitting in my chair doing my job, it's like really nice to do this. I've also noticed, now I can hear it. I wonder if I can stop it. I also noticed that I have vocal stems. Stems. I have vocal stems, or it could be like echolalia or something like this, but it's just me. I repeat, so I think I would repeat the words after other people. I haven't talked to anyone in quite a while, at least not in the setting where it's relaxed for me to have this kind of fun with repeating words constantly. But I think I did that, so people would say something and I would repeat what they said. Very happy, it makes me very happy. And on my own, I just say things all the time, and they feel very funny, even though it could be something very mundane, very simple, like not humorous at all. Why I think it's a stim or something like echolalia, I do it 2 times. Like every time I do it 2 times, and there is a rhythm to it, like unmistakable rhythm to it. So it has to be done with some kind of like frequency and speed, and the distance between the 2 words for it to work, to give me the boost. And also, I don't want to do it when I don't want to do it. So I can feel that. So I mean, I can force myself to do that, but like, why? But yeah, if the urge to say these words has passed, I don't want to repeat them again. There is no need. The energy has been expelled. So that is very interesting for me. I knew my whole life that I was saying the words. I always say some words. Like, very happy to say the words. I didn't actually think about them as something, as a phenomena. What else have we got? And I'm doing but this one I know. That one. This one. Yeah, my I think it's the oldest one I've got, and I still have it. So I rub my eyelashes. That started in childhood, I think, and it's something I often do when I'm in bed, because my hands are obviously in this position, somewhere tucked in here, so they're very close to my face, so I can do just like start doing something with my eyelashes like this. They are like poking, I think they're poking the lid itself, because I move them, and at some point there is some kind of like, not painful, but like pokey sensation, and also maybe the fingers, so there are some sensations. And yeah, I can do that for quite a while when I'm maybe thinking or something like this. So my eyelashes have been consistently all looking in different directions, and they're broken because of that. Nice, I really like it. Yeah, and this one has been with me for a long time. Also, it's a bit interesting. It is, for some reason, I feel like, less so now, much less so now, but when I was younger, it felt like a secret. This feeling I often have it about a lot of things, that it is a secret that I learned from fuck knows where, nobody told me. And it is something that should be a secret, something that people don't talk about. I'm not ashamed of it, I'm not embarrassed. But it feels like something, I don't know how to explain, it feels like something, I'm not like hiding it or anything, but it feels like it's something that is not, it's like separate from everything else, present in everyone's life, but just not mentioned, not discussed. Not in the way shit is not discussed, because that's just a fucking taboo, but in this weird sense. So there was always this kind of like, ooh, this kind of feeling around this activity, and I love breaking the rules. Fuck taboos, let's talk about shit. I brought it up. I think every person I have known for like an extended period of time in my life, I notified them that Like I touch my eyelashes and look, they're all broken. And there was no response to it. I think I know the origin of this feeling. There was no, like, there was just blankness. No reaction. Like if I said, I don't know, like I pick pimples or something, people would continue with that conversation. Or I mean, I constantly scroll on something on my phone that people would talk about it. Or what else? So some things that are kind of like these repetitive things, people respond like immediately and yeah, but to this shit, they didn't. And I guess it's because they don't do that. They absolutely don't do that. And it might not even like register in their mind. Like this information that I'm giving them, I think it's just not registered. So to me, it feels it is this sort of a secret thing. But yeah, I brought it up quite often. And I really wanted to discuss it with someone. Like, do you do this? Do you understand how I am doing this? Like, do you understand that I am doing this, that I do this constantly? And if maybe, no, you don't do this, but yeah, I do this other thing that is, in the essence, it's similar. So it never got that. Never got that. Which is very sad. The picking of the pimples, the picking of the skin, it's interesting. So I've read a few books on autism, and I mean I've watched quite a few videos, and this topic comes up often. And usually it's surrounded by some sort of how do I put it? People are not happy they do that. And it's a source of... There is definitely the feeling that it's something that people shouldn't do, because it's like a bad thing to do. Is it? Is it though? It's your fucking body. I'm thinking maybe like it causes problems for some people. I don't know, dirty hands on skin, so it creates more skin problems or something like that. For me it was always, so again, that started in childhood, I remember. It was just always a way to get something that I always have on me, my body. And there are all sorts of things on it, and like, what are those? So that's very interesting. But I guess there is some kind of societal consensus that one shouldn't do that. Don't really understand why. Yeah, this thing I also noticed in the video. I cannot repeat it, like, but I just, like, I'm doing it now. I think I'm kind of like pushing into my palm with my thumb and like doing this motion, but now it doesn't feel natural. I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I guess this is also a stim, because this kind of follows the same tempo, the same rhythm that my vocal stim, so like, word. About the picking of things, That is a childhood thing. I would pick my hair constantly, twist, and now I cannot do that. But when I was a preschool child, I had longer hair, kind of like this length. So they were again like right here. It was again like right here. So I was constantly doing something, and everyone was so unhappy with it. I think I don't have a scar about it. I don't have an emotional scar, an emotional wound because of that, which is lucky, very unusual. Because I'm all covered in fucking wounds because of anything, like everything else. But yeah, that one, I remember, like my parents and other relatives and just all sorts of people, they would try to get me to stop doing that. And I couldn't fathom why. They didn't give any explanation. Let's talk about shit. I'm very itchy. I think also could be a sim or just a sensory thing. But when I was a child, I would scratch my butt crack, my ass. Which I mean, I can do now too. Like, come on, who fucking doesn't? I didn't want to do that. And yeah, my parents were, and my whole family was absolutely livid because I was doing that. And I was trying, I mean, I don't remember how it was in the beginning, maybe it wasn't, but I remember I was trying to, like, you know, I need to scratch my butt. So I would like go a little bit away, step aside and do that there, but that wasn't good enough. I had to stop. And they were very angry about it, and they would like mock me very passionately and very openly. I remember we were on the beach and there was some guys with like a boa constrictor on their shoulders and then a monkey or like a big parrot, so like for taking pictures with children, which was popular when I was a child. And so I guess in one of the photographs I was caught in this position. I don't know if I was scratching my butt crack or not. I hope I was. And yeah, they were laughing like, oh, you're like acting like that monkey. So the monkey is scratching his butt and you are scratching your butt. Ha 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 ha. I don't know what's in their fucking heads. Again, I didn't really connect in my brain. I wasn't very... I don't think I have a scar again because of it. But that one was a bit more connected with all the other taboo things that I know of, that I have heard that they exist. So just like this whole area of your butt and your genitals and everything, and shitting, it's all, people are a bit like, oh. So the people are doing that. So that made a bit more sense. So I had the sensibility to step aside. But this is hair. This was hair. And you fuckers, you would be twisting my hair into all sorts of fucking shapes and putting all sorts of fucking bands and hair ties and clips or something in there. Horrible. Obviously I can do it too. So that's interesting. I don't really have any feels about it. Nowadays I don't usually do that because, ta-da! but I have this routine. So I cut my hair for the colder season, for the winter season, and for summer, like usually like end of April, beginning of May, I get a perm. So I get curls, and that shit lifts my hair up, so it's not in my fucking face all the time. Whew. But by autumn it usually grows out, and the curls, so my natural hair is kind of very smooth and silky, nothing interesting there, but the curls, they get entangled, so I could start like separating them, and this is usually a sign that, oh, I need to, this is the, like, it's time to go get it cut. With all the other things that actually bother me, with like the hair starting falling everywhere and oh, Jesus fuck. But yeah, that was a thing that I was really scolded for when I was a child. And another one is the one I love. Okay, let's do the bad one first. I have a cat now, the fat one, and it does something with her throat. She kind of moved her throat, and it creates this sound like so it kind of like swallows, and there is a sound coming out. I really like it, it's very sweet. And I used to do something like this. I don't think I do it now, I don't think I can do it now. But when I was a child, there was always something stuck in my throat. I'm not sure if it's a stim or like a sensory thing, but it always feels there is some kind of mucus in my throat, or in my, what is it called? That passage, that the nasal passage, what is it called? Epiglottis? No, that's a bit something different. Anyway, the passage that connects the nose to the mouth, like behind, like there. Where all the snot collects, where all the snot blobs meet up and have a party. So, yeah, so there was always something like that, some kind of slime there. And I would be constantly swallowing, which would, again, piss mostly my mother off. And like in silence, you can hear it. Yeah, I couldn't really stop doing that. It was usually at night, so we would be like in the same room or in the same bed. And yeah, I'm trying to fall asleep, and it's a futile endeavor. I need 3 more hours. And this shit starts happening, and my mom would get very angry at me, like, fuck, can you stop? No. Sorry, I can't. But the happy one, semi-happy one again, I'm happy about it. Other people weren't so happy about it. I have no idea why. I had a denim skirt. I am cool! I had a denim skirt. And it had these kind of like shoelacy things. I think I have something in my eye. Let me see what I have in there. I have an eye. There was some kind of like crisscross pattern made with this thin rope. Ooh, and was I obsessed with it. I would do braids, so I would just constantly braid it, and then unbraid it and braid it again, and unbraid it and braid it again. It's like hair, but better. Oh, so good. I want that skirt back. I really want that skirt. Again, that was a big source of mockery and being very displeased with me from my family. That's like Stop doing that! Stop doing that! And this one, like, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I can remotely relate to the butt crack scratching, even though everyone has a butt crack. The hair is like, I mean, let's stretch it, people are upset about the skin, so maybe hair is like skin. There is some kind of connection. It's personal. It's body. You shouldn't touch your body or you'll go to hell. But it's my clothes. Can do whatever the fuck I want with it. I don't know why they were so upset about this skirt. Didn't ruin it, didn't do anything with it, just it was fun for me. I really want this skirt back. And I think the last one is, so not only am I very itchy, my notebook is a bit wet now, so I'm experiencing sensory issue. This is very unpleasant. When I'm standing in a line, I am doing all sorts of things. I cannot stand still. When I'm sitting, I'm itching and itching and itching and itching and itching. Why did I start? But yeah, if I'm standing in a line, I'm just doing a lot of things. Some things are to alleviate the fucking pain that I get in this area. Oh, this area is where the pain is. This is like the residence of the pain. But in general, it's just, oh, you cannot see that. The world cannot see that. So I'm putting my leg up in balancing on one foot without the arms though, because I don't want to hit other people. I'm nice to people. I don't want to cause harm to people. But yeah, like doing this and then doing that, like a flamingo. And doing all sorts of like leaning on something and then changing the position. So that's what I do. A little dancing. A little dancing, yeah. Guess that's it for now. Unless I discover something else. Ta-da!